Okay, this is test number 9, sections 1.1 through 3.8. This is part 2, starting at number 14. Tells you that it's $1.80 per hour, find cents per minute. So you have $1.80 per 1 hour. You need to convert dollars into cents, so we'll do that first. Um, Dollars are on the top of your first fraction, so you want $1 to be on the bottom of your second fraction, and you know that there are 100 cents in that $1, so that's converting dollars to cents. And you want to convert hours to minutes, so hours is on the bottom of your first fraction. You want to make sure 1 hour is on the top of the fraction you're using to convert. So in 1 hour there are 60 minutes. So by doing that, we're going to cancel out dollars, we're going to cancel out hours, and we're going to be left with cents over minutes. And that's what we were looking for, cents over minutes. When you multiply 1.8 or $1.80 times 100, $1.80 times 100, $1.80 times 100, you get 180. And then when you divide that by 60 minutes, you have 3 cents per minute. 180 divided by 60 is 3 cents per minute. Number 15 says 240 miles on 12 gallons of gas. Find out how many gallons you need to go for 360 miles. So you set up easiest way to do this is to set up a proportion. 240 miles on 12 gallons is equal to 360 miles on how many gallons. Anytime you have two fractions that are equal to each other, you can cross multiply. So 240 miles times x gallons gives you 240x, and 12 gallons times 360 Okay, so 240 times x is 240x. 12 gallons times 360 miles is 4,320. 240 times x means to divide by 240. Got to do the same thing on this side, and x equals 18 gallons. 18 gallons. For number 16, we're writing an algebraic expression for the phrase that's given, the sum of c and 3. Sum means to add, so c plus 3. We're defining a variable, and then we're writing a phrase. So 2 minus a number, 2 minus a number, x, or minus n, whatever variable you want to use. 18, we're simplifying these expressions. -1 plus 3, opposite terms. One's negative, one's positive. So subtract them. 3 minus 1 is 2, and 3 is farther away from 0. Its sign is positive, so it'll be positive. Number 19 reads as the absolute value of -11 minus 14. So you do its inside the absolute value symbol first. -11 minus 14, same sign, so add them up. 11 plus 14 is 25, and they're both negative, so keep it negative. But then it's the absolute value, which is how far away is it from 0, or what's its absolute value. Its distance from 0 is 25. Number 20 says the absolute value of -x minus 2 times y, and then they give you values for both x and y to evaluate with. So the absolute value of negative x's value is 4, minus 2 times y's value is 1. -4, again, we're still doing what's inside the absolute value symbols. -4 minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. The absolute value of -4 minus 2, same sign, add them up. 4 plus 2, and you get 6. Keep their common sign negative. Again, it's still the absolute value, which means how far its distance is from 0, so it's 6. Number 21 says find the perimeter um, or find the value of x when the perimeter is 64c. Formula for perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. You can define either one as the length and the other one as the width. It's not going to make a big difference, but we'll plug in the values that we do have. In place of perimeter, we'll plug in 64 equals 2 times the length. We'll call the length 3x. We'll call the longer one 3x. So 2 times 3x plus 2 times the width. We'll call the width 14. 14. So multiply what we have now. 64 equals 2 times 3x is 6x plus 2 times 14 is 28. Okay. Now you want to start your inverse operations, addition and subtraction, then multiplication and division. So you see plus 28, subtract 28. Subtract it on the right, you have to subtract it on the left. Gives you 36 equals 6x, and these cancel out. So 6 times x means to divide by 6 if you want to cancel them out. Do the same thing on the left. These will cancel each other out, and x equals 6. X's value 6. Number 22 shows a little bit of a geometry problem, but something that you've been familiar with from a different class. 2 angles. These are called vertical angles because they're right across from each other, and vertical angles are congruent to each other. If they're congruent, that means they're equal to each other. We could set their 2 values equal to each other. We could set 5a minus 11 equal to 2a minus 65. Now you want to move all of your a's to the same side. Bring your smaller a over to your larger one. That's a positive 2a, so subtract it to undo it. You do it on one side, you have to do it on the other side. So 5a minus 2a is 3a minus 11 equals 2a minus 2a cancels out, negative 65. Now undo your minus 11 by adding 11 or plus 11. Got to do it to both sides. 3a, these will cancel out, equals negative 65 plus 11 is negative 54. So 3a equals negative 54, or 3 times a, so divide by 3 on both sides. And negative 54 divided by 3, a's value, these cancel, equals negative 18. So the first part was to find a's value, the second part was to find the angle measurements value. Well, they're congruent to each other, so you can use either one. Using the first one, 5a minus 11 is the angle measurements value. We'll bring that value of 18 in place of a, and we'll plug it in. So 5 times negative 18 minus 11. 5 times negative 18 is negative 90 minus 11. And when you put those two together, you get negative 101 degrees, which this negative value doesn't make sense for degree measurement, but the algebra is correct. Number 23, we're solving this proportion. 7 over 3 equals negative 18 over x. When you're solving proportions, the easier way to do it is to cross multiply. 7 times x is 7x, and 3 times negative 8 equals negative 54. So 7x or 7 times x means to divide by 7. You divide the left by 7, you need to divide the right. That'll cancel and leave you with x. And negative 54 divided by 7 is negative 7.71, around to 2 decimal places, negative 7.71. Number 24 says x minus 10 over 6 equals 2 over 9. Again, cross multiply. 9 times x minus 10 is written this way. 9 times x minus 10 equals 6 times 2 is 12. So go ahead and distribute 9 times x and get 9x. And 9 times 10 and get minus negative 10 and get negative 90 equals 12. Undo your minus 90 by adding 90. Do the same thing to this side. This one will cancel out, leave you with just 9x on this side, equals 102. That says 9 times x, so divide by 9. Divide on the left by 9, you got to do it on the right. These will cancel out, leave you with just x, equals 11.33. And then the last one, number 25, says that school guidelines require that there must be at least 2 chaperones for every 25 students going on a school trip. How many chaperones must there be for 81 students? So 2 chaperones for every 25 students equals how many chaperones for every 81 students? So just like a minute ago, we'll cross multiply. 2 times 81, and we get 162. And 25 times x, we'll get 25x. That says 25 times x, so do the inverse of that and divide by 25. Divide the right by 25, divide the left by 25. This will cancel out, leave you with just x, equals 6.48. So now it says how many chaperones. You can't have 0.48 chaperones. So if you're bringing 81 students, you need to have 7 chaperones.